The grand ballroom of the Ritz-Carlton sparkled with opulence. Chandeliers cast a warm glow over the elegantly dressed attendees of the Metropolis Children's Hospital Charity Gala. The city's elite had gathered to sip champagne, nibble hors d'oeuvres, and be seen donating to a worthy cause. Isabella Winthrop swept into the ballroom on her husband Robert's arm, her scarlet Dior gown leaving a trail of admiring stares in her wake. A former socialite from Philadelphia's Main Line, Isabella had married into New York's stratospheric high society. She worked tirelessly cultivating the image of old money affluence that she'd once envied from the outside. As she accepted a flute of cristal from a passing server, Isabella's emerald eyes caught sight of a familiar face across the room. She stopped in her tracks, blinking in disbelief. It couldn't be, but it was. Daniel Reardon, a lumbering oaf from her high school days, daring to tread among the upper crust in his ill-fitting suit and scuffed Oxfords. A wicked smile played across Isabella's lips as she steered Robert toward the hapless intruder. The balding, paunchy man squirmed under her glacial gaze like an insect pinned to a board. Well, if it isn't Danny Reardon, she purred loud enough for nearby patrons to hear. Slumming it with the social elite, are we? Daniel's cheeks flushed crimson as surrounding conversation stilled. Isabella, it's been a long time, he stammered. Too long, Isabella crooned with an exaggerated pout. Emboldened by the audience her scorn had attracted, she flicked an imaginary piece of lint from her shoulder. I see your commitment to making poor life choices has extended quite comprehensively to your wardrobe. Guffaws and muted snickers rippled through the crowd. Daniel wilted beneath the barrage of her insults. I was just trying to do my part for the children's hospital. How adorable. Isabella trilled in a sugary tone that somehow made the words more insulting. Channeling your inner generosity from that dishwasher job you had back in high school? A hush descended over the ballroom as all eyes turned toward the debacle unfolding before them. Isabella preened, relishing her moment of malicious glory, until a familiar voice rang out from behind her. I should hope my protégé and business partner can afford more than the cover charge for today's festivities. Isabella whirled around to face the source of the smooth baritone. Her mouth fell open in horror as a tall, impeccably groomed gentleman moved through the parted crowd toward them. Daniel? Robert sputtered in disbelief. You know Darius Whittington? Isabella's eyes frantically ping-ponged between Robert, Daniel, and the internationally renowned entrepreneur whose companies and philanthropic endeavors had graced the cover of Time, Forbes, and Bloomberg. Her stomach turned to lead as the pieces fell into place. Over the next torturous minutes, an ashen-faced Isabella learned that her dashing husband's meteoric rise from born into poverty to private equity mogul was directly attributed to Darius Whittington, better known as Daniel Reardon, her high school punching bag. While she'd frittered away her youth chasing empty status symbols, Daniel had built an empire. As Darius accepted her humiliated apologies with restrained grace, Isabella realized her husband's affection toward his mentor had, for years, been tinged with the deference of a father figure. She was the clueless Aravista all along, one tactless outburst away from jeopardizing everything she'd schemed to build. The ornate bathroom stall offered no solace from the mortification burning through Isabella's soul. Where moments before she'd gloried in Daniel's public humiliation, now the snide chuckles and pursed lips seemed aimed directly at her. As she slumped against the marble wall, a single traitorous tear slid down her porcelain cheek. From that night forward, a profound transformation began within Isabella. Gone was the shallow entitlement and insecurity that drove her to put others down. In its place blossomed a deep empathy and respect for people from all walks of life. The hard-won lesson in humility, delivered by the man she'd misjudged so calamitously, sparked a re-examination of her priorities and values.